Wel, croeso unwaith yn rhagor I gapel y bydyddwyr Saron Rhydaman. Another welcome to you all to Saron Baptist Chapel, Ammanford, Wales. Our text is from 1 Timothy chapter 4, verse 8. And this is how it goes in Welsh. Wrth gwrs y mae ymarfer y corff beth gwerth, ond i ymarfer y bywyd crefyddol y mae pob gwerth, gan fod yn ddoddewid o bywyd yn y byd hwn a'r byd a ddaw. And then in English it goes like this. Physical exercise has some value, but spiritual exercise is valuable in every way because it promises life both for the present and for the future. Now, this is not a text which I chose for myself. It was chosen for me in the 18th century by one of my preaching heroes, a man by the name of Christmas Evans. Christmas, well, you can work it out. He was born, yes, that's right, he was born on Christmas Day, 1766. Near Llandysil in Cardiganshire in Wales. And then he died on Monday, July the 23rd, 1838. He was 72 years old. And do you know what his last words were? These were his very last words. As he was lying dying, he raised a hand gently and he said quite clearly, "Drive on, coachman." And I believe that the coachman drove on and the gates of heaven opened and welcomed back one of the greatest preachers that Wales has ever produced. He preached in London a few times and in the English language, and it was said of him, he was a giant in the pulpit, but he was a giant in jails. Now what does he make, and what can I make with him of the text that we have? Well, today is a day where everybody's exercising. You see them on television. I saw a young man the other day, he was bending back, literally, he was bending back, and he could put his head between his legs backwards. I can't do that forwards, but he could do it backwards. And then there are other people with their legs up in the air this way. And exercise seems to be the thing to keep us fit during this period in this lockdown and this COVID-19 business. And what else do we do? Oh yes, it's good for our mental health. Well, I don't know about my mental health, but I couldn't do that to save my own life anyway. Physical exercise. And says the good book, it says, yes, of course it's good for you. It's good for you. It's good to have your arms stretching and up and down and twisting and jumping and all over the place. But there is an end to it. Whereas the exercising of godliness, it has no end. And Christmas said, he said about those great people of yore, those Greeks who went and competed on the plains of Lyceum and competed in all kinds of disciplines, many of which we use today in our Olympics. And they competed strenuously and vigorously and honestly for a perishable crown. Now, my hero had a vision, and I try to follow it. I think it's wonderful. In his vision, he sees the resurrection. He stands with Christ, and he sees the resurrection, and he sees all these billions of people appearing out of the dust. The gates of death are opened, and out they come. The seas let go of their dead. And amongst that vast array, there is this company of Olympic people. And he asks them, do you now sing the words of Homer? No, not now. Where are your crowns of leaves? Ah, they said, they're perished, they're of no use to us now. And then he turns and sees others who have expressed themselves and exercised godliness, to love, to worship, and to praise the Almighty. And he turns to them and asks them, what about you? Where are your crowns? And he turns and looks into heaven, and there in heaven he envisages God himself sitting on a mighty throne, and they all cry with a huge voice and say, our crowns are ranged about the throne of God. Physical exercise, good. Godly exercise, more good. Because physical exercise will end one day, and it will not help you on your deathbed. Having a cup or a plaque or whatever you get for doing all these marvelous physical things in this world, at that particular point in your time, at that particular point in your life, as your life gradually fades away, those things are no good. But if you have exercised the other muscle of godliness, if you have loved the Almighty, if you have worshipped the Almighty, if you have praised the Almighty, then he also is faithful, and those gates will open to you. And you may perhaps say something similar to my friend Christmas Evans as he died. You may see the great coach coming along, and you may enter the great coach, and you might be able to say, as he did, you might say, drive on, coachman, into another life, into another way of being, into another way of seeing, in a company which is a forever company. So friends, from the 18th century, with my friend Christmas Evans, I wish that you exercise, oh yes, muscles, no, oh yes, we'll carry on. But do not forget to exercise that other muscle, that godly muscle, the muscle of godliness. God be with you and bless you and keep you and yours forever. Amen.